Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. Can we just take a second and applaud the fact that the rain held out for us? I am Emily Keller. I'm mayor of the city of Hagerstown. It's my honor to be here today. I appreciate all of you guys joining us for the completion of our urban improvement project and the cultural trail. This has been an ongoing project for quite some time, and it turned out absolutely beautiful. So thank you guys and everyone that's been involved in this. I'm going to start with, I just have a special recognition for the completion of the urban improvement project, Hatters Plaza, and phase 2 of the Hagerstown Cultural Trail. And I feel like since this was the brainchild of Rodney and someone else I'm going to introduce here later, that Rodney, you should be here to accept it. I know he needs no introduction, but this is Rodney Tissue, our city engineer. And I have a special recognition, whereas the Hagerstown Cultural Trail is a half-mile walkway featuring 13 unique pieces of public art, more than 50 photo murals, beautiful landscaping, gathering spaces, historical and cultural information, and other amenities. And today, the city of Hagerstown is honored to recognize and celebrate the completion of the urban improvement project, including Hatters Plaza and phase 2 of the Cultural Trail. And the Hagerstown Cultural Trail is now complete, whoop whoop, and connects 2 of our city's most popular destinations, the Downtown Arts and Entertainment District with the Hagerstown City Park. So therefore, I, Emily Keller, mayor of the city of Hagerstown, hereby encourage those in our community to visit and enjoy the Hagerstown Cultural Trail. And Rodney, we certainly appreciate everything that you have done to see this through.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank some of the contractors who are here that did this part, and I really appreciate all their efforts. I remember like 8 years ago, and Mayor Dave will remember this, when Urban Partners was here and they were trying to figure out these projects for downtown, and somebody in the crowd at this public meeting said, "I'd just like to have a place to go for a nice little stroll." Well, that's what was built, and I think it's one of the nicest strolls you'll find in any city anywhere, so it's something to be proud of. It's not the end-all be-all. The cool part about it is all the redevelopment that's happening around here that this helps to support and complement. And that's really the exciting part.
So we do have a couple people that I want to bring up today and recognize. And one of them was the other half of the brainchild behind this project, who really used his passion and voice to share public art with the city of Hagerstown. And I think we can all agree a couple years ago, the whole community wasn't really on board with the idea of public art and a walking trail. But his passion made this happen. So we have with us former Mayor Dave Geisberts. So Mayor Dave, if you could come up.
Wow, this is really special. Of course, it was the honor of a lifetime to serve as the mayor of my hometown, Hagerstown. And, you know, it really did start with a vision, a shared vision, when we had urban partners here to bring the whole community together to say, what are the things we really value? What are the assets we have? What do we want to improve? Where do we want to be in the future? And to come back 10 years later after I actually won the election, I ran 3 times, lost twice, won once. And by the way, I'm not running for anything. It's so nice to be here to see this come to fruition, because sometimes you plant the seeds and you don't always see what comes to fruit. But I think that person might have been me, Rodney, because the question I asked is, why can't we walk directly from the Arts and Entertainment District in downtown to the other Arts and Entertainment District we have at City Park? And it took some problem solving, and I give Rodney a huge amount of credit and all the staff at the City of Hagerstown for really bringing partners together to make this happen. And, you know, if you want to be creative, if you want to be an entrepreneur, Hagerstown is the place to be. And I think that's what this trail represents. And again, I'm glad to be here. I thank you all for being here. And thank you, Madam Mayor. You're doing a wonderful job.
Before I introduce our next guest, I just also wanted to acknowledge a couple people that are here today. We do have our city administrator that's here, Scott Nicewarner. We also have two of our council members, Shelley McIntyre and Takesha Martinez. Thank you both for being here. And we have a host of city staff members. So if you work for the city of Hagerstown, if you could just raise your hand and be acknowledged, because you guys work really hard for the city every day. Now, up next, on behalf of the Washington County Board of Commissioners, we have Charlie Burkett, Commissioner Burkett.
Good, Charlie. Let's go.
You have a fan club.
I wasn't necessarily planning to say anything, but I will say that it is so exciting to see what is happening in Washington County, and especially all of our small communities across the county. There are major projects going on here in Hagerstown, Boonesboro, Clear Spring, Hancock, Smithburg, and it's just so exciting. We are living in a very exciting time for Washington County, and so thank you all for coming. God bless.
Right up next, we have the Executive Director of the Museum of Fine Arts, Sarah Hall. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm here actually to speak not as the executive director of the museum, but as a member of the Public Art Commission. And first, I want my compatriot on the commission to speak. Alexis.
Hello, I'm Alexis Broder. Happy Saturday, everybody. I would like to thank the City of Hagerstown for granting us this opportunity. It has been an honor to be a part of the Public Art Commission. For the past year, I have had the privilege to meet extraordinary local artists and learn more about their thought process and how they execute such grand ideas. The public art in this town is one of its kind, and it has been a great experience watching these ideas come to life. Thank you all for coming out today.
Thanks, Alexis. It's been really fun engaging in conversations with the other members of the Public Art Commission as well. So it's so exciting to celebrate with all of you the completion of this section of the trail and the installation of Mark Schwenk's A Butterfly Dreams of the Garden, a title which I think is itself a little piece of poetry wherever you are, Mark. Rodney asked me to say a few words about the importance of public art, and I hope all of you listening today are aware that the work that the Public Art Commission does is done really thoughtfully and really purposely, following the excellent plan that helped give birth to the Cultural Trail. Rodney and all the artists and members of the Art Commission over the years have done an amazing job of keeping this moving forward, which leads us all to today. As part of the Public Art Commission, we visited this site, I think, 13 months ago, and together imagined that it would be the perfect space for an artist to create something 3D and aerial that would activate the space in all directions. And so it's delightful to see how Mark Schwenk has done that. If I move outward from this specific place to talk about the importance of public art in general, this is my off the top of my head answer that I typed this morning. Public art adds beauty to our lives. It helps create a sense of place. It in turn engenders a sense of pride in all of us. The Cultural Trail is something we show off to our friends and visitors. Public art also supports memory and history, as in Mahler's sustained wind sculpture further down the trail and in the Clara Barton Memorial that is in progress. But public art also supports our own memories, as these sites become the locations where we take selfies and prom pictures and wedding photos. It becomes an active part of our own lives. Public art can help us feel a greater sense of community and get to know each other better, just like we're doing this morning, like the Faces of Hagerstown photo installation does, and like you do every time you walk on the trail and smile at each other. It helps to enhance the city as a destination. And from my perspective as a museum director, it emphasizes that this community understands the way that art enhances life, not just through beauty, but through layers of meaning and enriched experience. And then I went online and looked up why support public art. And there are 10 wonderful reasons that are essentially all the things that I just said to you and more. Americans for the Arts wrote extensively about the importance of public art, and boils down to places with strong public art expressions break the trend of sameness and give communities a stronger sense of place and identity. We look to creative people to capture our spirit and to help us envision our aspirations. So I'm going to wrap up by being a little cheesy, and I'm going to circle back to Mark's lovely title, A Butterfly Dreams of the Garden. We're the butterflies, and the artists give us the garden.
Up next, we have the Maryland Theater Executive Director, Jessica Green.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of our board, staff, and volunteers, I'd like to congratulate and thank Washington County government, the city of Hagerstown, and Hager 5, and many, many others on the completion of the trail. It's a true destination for all ages in our community. We are thrilled to see this portion of the urban improvement project come to completion as it continues the beautification and attraction of our city center. With the Maryland Theater expansion of our beautiful Performing Arts Center, we miss our courtyard, which offered an outdoor space for photo opportunities following performances, as well as an outdoor event space. We are hopeful to utilize this new space for our outdoor events soon, and our creative staff already has ideas flowing. It was less than 6 years ago when we all had big plans being tossed around between local and state officials. And now it seems like it took us just the blink of an eye, and we've made huge progress. Someone said to me years ago that the theater project could be a snowball that this area needed, a catalyst to really get the downtown revitalization moving forward. At the time, I didn't think I wanted to be referred to as a snowball. Fat, round, unpredictable, but potentially fun, and could get bigger and better with the right people and the timing of the weather. I'm a firm believer in timing, and that timing is everything, and that no one gives you more than you can handle. Well, what else can we handle, Hagerstown? A stadium project, a new brewery and winery, a skate park, indoor sports complex. What else? And that's in addition to new businesses opening every week, current businesses celebrating milestone anniversaries, events, races, and activities, old vacant buildings being purchased and reinvented by our dedicated developers locally, who are also introducing us to new ones each month. The sky is the limit, Hagerstown. Let's keep our snowball rolling.
All right, up next we have our event sponsor, Mike Fitzgerald.
I'd like to thank everybody who made this event possible, the hard work of United Way, the Maryland Theater, the city of Hagerstown. As I stand here on the Cultural Trail today, I'd like to encourage all of you to walk the trail down to City Park. We have one of the most beautiful city parks in the country, I believe. It's been featured in National Geographic, Swans. It's absolutely wonderful. If I stood up here and I said Hagerstown is the great city of tomorrow, that would be an incorrect statement. Hagerstown is a great city today. We've had so many amazing things downtown, from the Cultural Trail, the Maryland Theater, seeing hundreds of kids with BISPA graduating, going to school downtown, the University of Maryland expanding. The project, the Up the Graph right here, I think is going to absolutely be a compliment to the city. The Holly Project, and so many other things to name. Downtown Hagerstown has a great future and a great today and an even better tomorrow. Thank you everybody for being here today.
Up next, we have our artist for today. We have Mr. Mark Schwenk. Mark, you join me.
So I don't have a prepared speech like a lot of these folks, but I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. And I want to thank everybody for allowing me to create this. Louder! Louder? Yeah. Is that better? Yeah. Thank you. So I don't have a lot of words to say today. I just want to thank you all for coming out, and I want to encourage you all to enjoy this piece in all kinds of weather, in all kinds of light. It's designed to be inclusive, to be seen day and night, under light and shadow and the color that it casts. I would like to thank Rodney, and working with the city has been quite the pleasure. Of course, my partner Cheryl, who helped in the creation and design of this piece. My team, some of my team is here. My friend John, who helped install this piece. And of course, thank the mayor for encouraging and approving, and thank you all.
All right, and up next from the Hagerstown Lions Club, we have Brooks McBurney.
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? My name is Brooks McBurney. I represent the Hagerstown Lions Club. As you may know, we are a service organization, and we have been in service to Hagerstown starting in July for 100 years. And consistent with that, we have donated a bench down that way, and I'm done.
That's how you give a speech, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Lastly today, we have Steve Bachmiller, who is a local historian, here to speak with us today.
Good morning. As we propel into the future, as the economy seems to be allowing us these days, it's important that we also not forget where we came from. And the question has come up, why is this called Hatters Plaza? So I just want to take about 2 minutes and explain to you why. The space that's down through here, we all remember the building, the 3-story building that came down about in 2019. That was known as Up to Grass Hattery. It was purchased. The building was actually built in the 1830s, and in the 1850s, George Updegraff bought the building and opened up a hat store there. Just before the Civil War, he took the roof off the building, elevated the second floor ceiling, and built a third floor on top of it. During the Civil War, this was also an important location because during the ransom of Hagerstown in 1864, when the Confederates demanded $20,000 and 1,500 complete sets of men's clothing as a ransom, guess who got hit hard? The clothing stores. And George Updegraff's no exception. So his entire inventory was wiped out, satisfying the Confederate demands. One of the interesting stories about that is that when they were taking all the hats out of his store and putting them in the Confederate wagons, one Confederate soldier even came up and took the hat right off of his own head. So what happened was, during that time period, the Updegraffs became a very important commercial pillar in the community through their clothing business. So much so that they went into the production of making gloves. In 1882, George's son William bought this property and built this building that you see today, which will be renovated here in the coming months into a mixture of commercial and residential units and have wonderful views down into this space. But the reason why it's called Hatters Plaza is because of the people who lived and worked on this site for decades in the early days of our city. And when the building had to come down, the Historic District Commission understood, and they knew the building was beyond salvage at that point, but they were a little concerned about another opening in the streetscape. They thought that to preserve the historic nature of downtown, we should have as much of what we call an urban canyon as possible, and they asked us to look for ways to help continue the street wall while at the same time accommodating the need for the public open area. So staff got together and we came up with the idea of creating a faux wall in the front that approximates what the building looked like before George Updegraff bought the property in the 1850s. So what you see out there when you see this wall, what you see is an approximation of what the building looked like in the years in the 1830s up to about 1860. And it's not symmetrical. We actually went out before it was demolished and took accurate dimensions of all the windows. If you notice, the windows on the other side are a little closer together than the ones on the right. So we can combine art and history here by enjoying the art in the space, but also use the features that we've built as part of the park to tell part of the history of the city. So when you come in, you'll be able to see, now you'll know why that wall looks like it does. That's what the front of that building looked like, 1830s to about 1858. Thank you.
Lastly, I'd like to invite up Heather Gaspard so she can talk about the art walk happening today.
Hi, I'll keep this brief. I know everyone's really anxious to see the new faces display as well as enjoy Hatters Plaza. So that being said, please, after we cut the ribbons, stay, get your families, your friends, start here at the entrance, right across from Rochester and go the entire length down to Antietam Street. You'll see all our new face arts. And after that, then you're going to keep continuing through the Herald Mail parking lot into where you'll see student vendors selling their artwork, their crafts. We have a chalk zone. We've got lots and lots of giveaways. There are over a dozen vendors here with us today. We've got face painting for the kids. So please just take a few minutes and again, explore the faces here in our new block, again from Rochester to Antietam, and then just take a few minutes and keep going. Thank our vendors for being here today. Stop, chat with them. We have free water. We've got snacks. There's funnel cakes that we keep asking. Everyone's asking where the funnel cakes are. So Kelly is here with the Museum of Fine Arts. They have a really great Agents of Discovery app that it's going to be an interactive app where there's games and there's challenges. And at the Museum of Fine Arts, because if you complete all the challenges on the app, you will get a prize. So again, start here, keep going, end up at the Museum of Fine Arts, and then if you complete all of the challenges on the Agents of Discovery app, we've got a really great prize for you. So thank you all so much for being here.
So before we go cut the ribbon, I just want to give a special thanks to the Public Art Commission. Many of them are here today, so if I say your name, if you could just raise your hand so everyone can acknowledge you. We have Aaron Petternance. I said it wrong, didn't I? That was close. Alexis Broder. Eliza Lothrop. Cassandra Thompson. Marianne Burke. And Sarah Hall. Thank you guys very much for helping with our cultural trail. So now, if we could all move down this way, we're going to cut the ribbon underneath the art. Quiet, and everyone's coming up here. I just wanted to acknowledge and thank former Councilmember Marty Brubaker for being here today. He was also instrumental in helping to Got everyone? All right, everyone smile. All right, who's going to count us down?
3, 2, 1, go!
I don't know how these how it's gonna be if I have to go.
You like the flowers?
$200,000.